All right, what's good? You're watching Daniel and Gian Talk Shit, episode 83. Let's just hop right into it.
Before we get started,
Game of Thrones.
Carlos, I want you to zoom in on this right now because this is for the audience out there. I want you to read what it says on my shirt, Gian. Please. So, I'm wearing a House Targaryen shirt, right? Okay.
Fire and blood.
What does that say?
Fire and blood.
Can you zoom in on that, Carlos, please?
Fire
and blood. Okay, and the reason why I'm doing that, thank you, Carlos, is because of all of this internet backlash that's been going on. I mean, we have a petition going on right now that's up to like 300,000 to completely rewrite and reboot season 8 because of this stuff. So I just needed to make that clear that since the beginning, that's what the motto is of House Targaryen. So when all these fucking people are surprised that she decided to burn King's Landing via fire and blood, that there's some shock factor there.
Well,
and I think those people are fucking crazy.
I've read people's they're like surprised that she did it, and then other people have like countered that with like all the times she's like murdered.
What did you think? Because I don't even know what you think about it. I know you know what I feel about it.
What I thought about it was, when I first saw it, I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then I thought about it. I sat and I thought about it, and you know, honestly, this is what I put together. Daenerys has been taking other people's advice for the entire fucking show, and people have just been letting her down left and right. And she gets to King's Landing. She even tells Cersei, "Hey,
surrender, basically.
Surrender, and this is all good because there's no way you can win." And people doubted her. And what happens? Within 5 fucking minutes, by herself, she fucking torched everything and everybody. Like, I gave you a chance to live. You doubted me. Boom. And then when she sits down on the castle, she's like, different things are going through her head. One, she's sick of, everyone's let her down.
Everyone's died.
Everyone's died. Everyone important to her has died. Everyone's let her down. People have
Jon Snow's betrayed
multiple.
her.
They've been trying to kill her multiple times, and this fucking battle for King's Landing was so fucking easy that she could have flown down, taken King's Landing, and still gone up to the wall, and killed the Night King. Like, that's how easy this whole fucking thing was.
Well, she wouldn't have been able to kill him.
That's neither here nor there.
I get your point,
but
she wouldn't have been.
She was so pissed off that it was this easy that she said, "You know what? Fuck it. Fuck all of you people who fucking had a chance to leave and you stayed in here anyways under Cersei's control. You're all gonna fucking die. I don't give a fuck." Because that's really what happened. Just think about it. Like, that's the way I looked at it. Like, those people could have left. They could have went out of King's Landing and just left Cersei by herself, Cersei and her army. But they decided to stay because they had faith in Cersei protecting them. And she was like, "This is what your queen has brought upon you." You know? I mean, it was a little like, I know people are mad. We've been talking about the Gold Company for a few seasons now.
I love that they didn't.
But it was hilarious that they didn't even pull a sword out.
But it was, but the way they covered it was important too, because most of the company got blown up, and then the main guy, when shit went down, when the Dothraki were charging him, and they used the same exact shot that Jon did with the Battle of the Bastards when he was facing similar circumstances, and Jon was like, "Fuck it." And he takes his sword out in one of the most badass shots of the whole show. And then, obviously, Deus Ex Machina came and he didn't die.
Right.
But he was still willing to die right then and there.
Right.
And then we have this fucking fantastical Golden Company where the guy's a little pussy and he runs. In the same shot, he doesn't pull his sword out. He fucking turns around and runs away.
Oh, because at the end of the day, he's a sellsword.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, that Mr. Tough Guy over there.
Yeah.
I loved it. Now, let's go back and talk about the motivations here, because I think because people right now are already angry with us. The fact that I started off by saying fire and blood, the fact that people are mad, because when I posted the community question thing, majority of them are like, ruin the show, this and that, and it's like, where was this anger for the Night King?
Yeah,
like, you guys are all fucking excited about Arya.
Listen, this show got ruined episode fucking 3. All right. Like, let's not blame episode 5 for the show. The show got ruined the second the fucking Night King got ended that easily. That was when the show fucking ended. So
because zero motivation for that.
Like that pissed me up. Should have pissed you off more than anything else because we've had 7 fucking seasons of
But Gian, we had
coming.
7 seasons of Daenerys, like Daenerys, showing people mercy and justice and stuff.
I like people or
No,
that.
no, your counter's supposed to be.
Oh.
Oh wait, mercy? You mean when she burned those people and fed them to the dragon?
When she's killed everybody.
When she murdered the guy or the woman who killed the witch who put a spell on Khal
She
Drogo.
didn't show mercy on him.
I mean, when she decided to torch Marine
She killed all the slave owners.
fucking putting them on a
The
Oh
fucking
wait,
magicians that tried to steal her dragons.
exactly.
Like, she killed all of them.
Those
too.
are the people that she fed to the dragons. But that's different because it's whatever. Oh, dude, every time I've been reading that shit, like I've just been getting more and more excited. Like, I'm super stoked for the last episode now
and this
because
is the thing. If you're questioning her character arc, like you have to look at it this way: she's had that inside her the entire time, and she's just had other people. The only thing that other people have been doing around her is calming her down and stopping her from doing.
and
what
she had
did.
nothing anymore.
And they're all gone.
And why? Because Tyrion was probably the last person she trusted. Tyrion and Jon were probably the last 2 people.
Right.
And what did Tyrion do? He betrayed her because
He told Varys.
he told Varys. Now he was able to save his ass temporarily. I think he's gonna bite the dust in the next episode. We'll get to that later. But he was able to save his ass by throwing Varys under the bus and by saying, which is true, this is my job. This is my job to do these things. And it's I think there's some validity to that, which is why she didn't kill him right then and there. But who's really responsible for it? Jon, because Jon's the one who went and told the family.
Right.
All this other shit. So it's like Jon's gone.
It's actually Sam's fault for telling Jon.
Well, there you go. But
And Bran, who didn't show up in this episode.
it's actually Bran's
It's
fault
all
because
Bran's
Bran
fault.
could have
He
just
should've
said
kept his
anything.
fucking mouth
He could have
shut.
taken, hey Jon, Danny's gonna go batshit crazy.
You know who Bran is? Bran is like the equivalent of the Watcher in Marvel Comics. So there's these characters called the Watchers, and they see
Stan Lee's a Watcher.
they see everything that happens, but they're not allowed to interfere. They're not allowed to tell you what's going to happen. They're just there to watch and observe, and that's Bran's job. You know what I mean?
Which is sad.
But he's still stepping in.
That's a whole nother ballgame. Bran's a fucking
if he
disappointment.
if he doesn't have something going on, if I don't see him in this last episode, like
You will. But let's save our predictions.
No, we're not. All right, stop saying that.
Yes, because Yara's gonna come.
Yara.
Predictions. Let's say predictions till after we tackle episode 5 because it's very important. I've been waiting to get this shit off my chest. I've been getting fucking more and more angry. I'm not even angry, happy, excuse me, at the anger of other people, like when they're getting mad, because it made me feel like that. I'm not gonna say that like I understand the show better than you. I'm not saying that, but it's okay. I'm glad that this show's for me now. That the normies who decided to pick up season 5, season 6, season 7, that they're disappointed. I actually like that a little bit. And it makes me even more confident to see the showrunners handle Star Wars. With hopefully it's like the Old Republic or something because it just, I know this is George R. R. Martin source material, but they did something that pissed people off, ruffles feathers. I want to talk about one more thing first before I shut up about this. The reason why people are angry, and this is a testament to the power of fucking cinema. Why are they mad? Why are people angry? What do you think from a film production standpoint?
From a production standpoint? Oh, because they suffered watching all the people die, all the innocent people dying?
Yes.
Instead of seeing...
That's why there's so much fucking outrage.
Because there's no fucking heroic moments.
That's why there's so much outrage, and that's why I love it.
Because they got you, like, they started giving you a chubby when you're seeing her flying over all the whatever, the scorpions, and just torching all of them.
But you see her doing all of it,
and
you're
you're
like,
oh yeah,
And then after that, you never see her again, and I fucking love that. It's such a strong, creative choice. And that's why there's so much anger, and that's why.
I mean, that's cool, but there's also shit that wasn't cool.
Well, hold on. There's
a lot of shit that's not cool in the episode.
So okay, so let's stick with Dan. I want to stick with Danny for a second. So
she is fine. Everything with her is fine.
Well, no, I want to extrapolate a little bit more.
I said this a couple episodes ago. Like we're just kind of seeing the circle going back to like the Mad Targaryen is back. This is all like it was a temporary fix with Robert's Rebellion, but now we've come back full circle now.
And that's my theory.
Yeah.
And that's why I believe that Jaime went back to Cersei, like that people were angry about too. Well, what's all this redemption? First of all, motherfuckers.
You're wrong about that, by the way.
What? That Yeah, I know. And maybe it might be different in the books. I don't know. We'll see. I was wrong. I'll admit it. But I actually liked how it played out like this, to be honest with you. If I'm being real honest, because there's two things. One, he had his arc. He completed his arc. He slept with Brienne. He fucking went there. He did it. He fucking did everything. And then he realized, this is not me. This is not what I want. I am in love with another woman.
My sister.
Sorry it took me to have sex with you for me to realize that and to break your heart. But sometimes that's just the way shit happens in life. Because people were expecting...
All that tells me is that Brienne's pussy's bad. That's all it tells me.
She can't suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
She can't suck a golf ball. She can't suck the chrome off a bumper. All right? Something's wrong. And I mean... that's not fair.
Or she's too tall.
That's not fair for Jamie, because Jamie, he only wrote it one time. You got to give it a couple, you got to teach her what to do, man. She's brand new to this shit, right?
Literally brand new.
But he ghosted her anyways. But anyways, that's...
Well, now he's a ghost. But, so
we don't know that.
I don't. The episode could start with him fucking...
I mean, fucking Arya survived all kinds of buildings collapsing on that episode.
Her fucking plot armor was thick.
I mean,
her character plot armor was thick.
How much of that do you think upset people? Was like, we saw a lot of like Dany's...
I don't think I've never heard anyone mention Arya once.
No, but I mean, subliminally, like, they're seeing Arya through most of the carnage happening. So they see Dany killing all these, but she sees Arya's face.
Because she's the character because who else will we follow? There's no one else.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that might have like also affected him as well. Like, why is Dany doing this? Because we're seeing Arya.
No, I know, but
witness the carnage.
That's the creative choice that I was talking about earlier. That's the directorial choice to do it that way, and that's what pissed people off. Because when the show started, that episode started, I was actually surprised that the action didn't start right where it left off. That she didn't just start burning shit right then and there. Like, that there was actually build up there. I was real surprised to see that. But when she got down to King's Landing and when shit was like gonna go down, all I kept thinking is like, just burn these fuckers. Just do it. Like, why do I care about any of King's Landing when you've mentioned this before already? All the people at King's Landing have caused basically almost all the pain and suffering that's gone on through the show. Yeah, you could say it's Ned. You can point fingers there, but we're all fighting over this one shitty piece of land. And the people suck. They'll turn on you in a second. Doesn't matter who you are. They're not worth anything. So when she says Dracarys, when Missandei says Dracarys at the end, I was with her. I was like, let's fucking burn this shit down, right? And then when she's destroying all the scorpions and she destroys the fucking Euron's fleet in like 3 seconds and like all this, that I'm like, cool, keep going. That's what I told myself. I'm like, just keep going. Don't fucking stop. I don't care. Just fucking keep burning it. And then there's the bells bit, which you and I both already know something was already going to go wrong there because they've mentioned bells like 85 times before. Like, so you knew something was going down, right? And then she's on the thing, and I'm like, just fucking do it. Just do it. Like, I'm with her. I'm literally like, fucking burn it. Just burn it all. And then she starts burning it, and I'm like, yeah, this is cool. Finally, fuck them all. Fuck all those fucking people.
Now, you guys know if you need money for a charity, don't ask Daniel for it, because he does not give a fuck about your pain and suffering.
Cancer charities are completely different. That's the only thing I support. But, so I'm excited for it, because in my mind I'm thinking, okay, maybe her idea is, I'm going to do exactly what I said way back then. I'm going to eliminate this monarchy. She didn't say that, but I'm going to eliminate this whole idea of this throne and all this other shit and her idea of doing this is by fucking wiping it all out.
Right.
Starting from scratch, rebooting it. So I was with it. And then we go to the ground level, as I already mentioned, and then you just see more and you're like, okay, well, all right, I think that's good. I think they get the point. And then it's another fucking 15 minutes of more fucking death and destruction. And I'm like, okay, all right, well, okay, you can pump the brakes now. And it was like, nope. You keep seeing Cersei, you check in on her, she's fucking crying, and they're like, are you gonna it's time for you to leave? And like, nope, it's just destroying, and more of the city gets destroyed. And by the end, I started to okay, she went fucking crazy, which is why I knew this was all working, but I was still in support of it all. But let's talk about other aspects. Clegane Bowl, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit disappointed by that. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was beautiful in terms of the way it was shot. But I was kind of disappointed they fought on a fucking staircase. I don't know about you. And that mountain became super fucking human strength.
Well,
Like-
yeah, he's a fucking zombie now.
I mean,
Like, he got stabbed through the
looked like-
chest,
he
and it
looked
was
like Varys.
nothing. He did look like Varys.
when he took the mask
Yeah,
off, I'm like,
they didn't.
is that Varys?
It didn't look too good. It was a little anticlimactic because they didn't go. I expected an actual battle.
But he was so strong that there was no battle.
Yeah, it wasn't.
So it made
Right.
sense within the context of
But
that.
I mean, it was poetic.
I'm glad that it happened.
It was
though.
poetic that the Hound dies.
He's
in
probably
fire.
the only one that had a full complete arc
Right.
throughout the entire fucking show.
And it was great. He tells Arya, like, you come with me.
Which
I'll
I
come
believe
back.
that too.
Yeah,
I've read
absolutely.
people complaining. That's the only time I've heard people complaining about Arya about the episode. Actually, is when she decides at the last minute after saying all these things. But in my mind, it's like, wait, have you not been paying attention to the growth of this little girl? That she's not a dumb fuck, and she realized that what the Hound was telling her was right.
Which is not only that she's not a dumb fuck, but the second that she decides to leave the house of the many-faced gods right there, she made a decision that she wasn't going to be this, like, super assassin. You know? Like, everything she was doing had a purpose to it.
But she also knew Cersei was dead.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it doesn't matter
like
if she was the one
if
putting
she's
the
the
knife
one
in
killing her
her.
or not. Like, it just...
Now, I want to jump ahead slightly. I want to go back after this. I think that she's going to pull off that many-faced god one more time. She's either going to be Jon to kill Dany, or the other way around. There's something even more that she ultimately kills Jon
How upset would
as Dany.
How upset would you be to find out that we're all the way back where we started? Like, but we're back to like the Robert's rebellion part. Like the show ends.
I wouldn't be upset at all.
With the potential like the North coming to take on.
Oh, it's going to be... I don't think you're going to... There's no cliffhanger. It's going to be definite. I definitely
That's what I'm
believe
saying. If there's a cliffhanger ending, how upset would you be?
Oh, I'd be... why? That would upset me. Because that to me shows a lack of, like, real definity. And whether that's because of George R.R. Martin, whether that's the show... That's an issue.
Well, speaking of George R.R. Martin, you did mention before that he's always said this is supposed to end the way the Hobbit, the Lord of the Rings books ended. And... you could make the argument that this is kind of what happens right now. Like the what's the Hobbit's land?
The
called?
Shire.
The Shire gets burned to the ground. Well, King's Landing gets burned to the fucking ground.
And now what do they have left?
Yeah.
And you can even see there's even way more correlations between that because I mean besides the obvious like the fact that Frodo's friend's name is Sam and he's a fat guy and Jon Snow's fucking friend is fat
Hasn't
named
lost
Sam.
a hand yet or a finger.
But I mean so there's that. But I mean Jon leaves Sam.
Oh, Sam.
Jon leaves Sam, and they split their ways.
Yeah.
And just like in fucking Lord of the Rings,
Sam writes the story at the end.
Yeah, Sam goes back to the Shire, and Frodo goes off into the other dimension of wherever the fuck that is. So I mean, there's so many. There's probably way many.
For me, Sam.
But let's see. So we talked about Clegane Bowl. We talked about Arya's like leaving, which I don't think that was a big deal. We didn't really talk about Sam. I mean, excuse me. We didn't talk about Jaime and Cersei that much. Do you think it was satisfying the way they died? And did you want her to have a gruesome death because of everything she's done?
That's a tough one, man. That scene, I feel like their ending scene was more about Jaime than it was her.
I think it was about both of them.
Kind of about their relationship, but it wasn't really about her. Because, here, look at it this way, man. She got an honorable death. And what has she done redeeming to earn that honorable death?
Would you say it's honorable, though?
It's a bit honorable.
I don't
She
look
dies
at,
with the person she
I think
loves.
it's more metaphorical than anything. She died underneath the weight of the kingdom that she vowed to protect.
Okay. But still, that's an honorable death.
She got smashed by rocks.
Okay.
I don't know how honorable that is.
Okay, that's better than her getting her head smashed in by somebody. That's better than her getting stabbed in the back.
But see, I would have been
Arya.
annoyed.
Like, everyone would have been happy if she got stabbed
I wouldn't have
by
been.
Arya.
I'm actually really glad it ended the way it
you're
did.
also like Captain Contradictory, man. That's like your
No,
thing.
but see, the reason why I wouldn't have, because that would have been the same reason why I didn't care for the Avengers ending.
You're saying
is
that
because it would have been 100% fan service.
Okay, and that's fair.
And this show has not been. The moments
And
we don't like is fan service moments in this show.
If Jaime wasn't in that scene, it would have been a lot more dissatisfying for me. Is what I'm saying. If it was like her,
100%.
So like him being there helped it happen.
And I thought they were gonna get away. I really did. And when they got when they were like everything collapsed around them and they had nowhere to go, I'm like, oh damn.
I mean, really,
they actually had the balls to kill them here.
I kind of wanted to see Dany burn her fucking face off. Like that would have been awesome.
You mean just fly right to her?
Like
and
that's
grab
what
her
I was
and the
thinking when she was
dragon eat her?
staring at the Red Keep. I was like, she's just gonna fly straight at.
But she also doesn't. People keep saying that shit. She doesn't know fucking Cersei's up there. It's the first time she's been down to King's Landing,
bro,
really.
She's got fucking dragon eye, dude. And dragons can see fucking 5 miles away, bro.
You know what the one thing that's not in the show at all, but it's in the books, it's suggested and hinted at, is that Jaime and Cersei are actually Targaryens.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No.
And that's like a big whole thing. And that's why they're blonde hair. That's why they have blonde hair. That's the incestual thing.
Yeah, but
that's why
her dad has.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like this is like the theories that are in the books. They're not saying it's definite.
I mean,
but
the book's also Lady Stoneheart or whatever. Like
I know there's a lot about the
Catelyn coming back.
But
to
Tywin
life.
says, like people say that like Tyrion is the only one that has like Tywin's
genes.
Not genes, but behavior and manner. Like everything else is
right.
They act like Targaryens.
Well, I mean, do they talk about the mom? Like the mom could have been a Targaryen. Like Robert Baratheon.
Well, the
only reason why Robert Baratheon had a claim to the throne is because his
he's Targaryen.
Yeah, his great grandmother was a Targaryen. or something.
No, his mom.
Is his mom? I thought it was like less than that. Like it was just some.
No,
Targaryen
it's his
blood.
mom. His dad is
or
a
his
Baratheon.
mom's like half a Targaryen or something.
But he's also like Targaryens have always ruled.
Right.
Man. But the Cersei Jaime thing is, you have whoever was the king, I think at that time, he had that first fuck privilege of like, oh, I'm gonna fuck your wife because I'm the king.
Oh, and those
and so he fucked Tywin's wife.
That's in the book?
Yeah.
So those kids could technically be.
Could potentially be.
Jesus Christ.
Potentially.
Yeah.
It's all room.
But George R. R. Martin couldn't finish writing the fucking book, so we'll never know.
But so I'm just saying, like that's an interesting angle.
Do you think he should finish the books and put the stuff that he wanted to in it?
I think he's gonna finish it. He's gonna finish them, and I think it'll be exactly what he wanted to. I think the shows are gonna influence him a little bit. I don't think he's gonna change anything. I fucking guarantee you, he always had Dany destroying King's Landing. I don't know if, because I personally
think... Well, the showrunners knew, he did tell them an ending.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But like Cersei, I think Cersei's gonna die way before like Jon or anybody goes, because right now in the books, Cersei's being sieged by Little Egg, and people who are watching this who have no idea what I'm talking about.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about, so it works out.
In the book, Varys is backing not Dany, but another Targaryen, potential Targaryen. It's never really fucking solidified that there is one, but I think it's little something. I forgot what he calls himself. Little Griffin or Little Griffin. I forgot. Something with a G. I'm totally blanking for whatever reason, of course, right now, and I need to explain it.
The best part is you haven't read the books either.
That also helps.
Yeah.
I fucking watched a lot of YouTube videos, and I read a lot. But I talk to my friends all the time, and they're the ones who've read it, and they're the ones who are telling me all these things.
Right.
But where those books left off is she's being sieged currently. Like, Dany's still on the other side of the fucking planet.
Right.
And King's Landing is currently being sieged.
By somebody else.
By a Targaryen who has the backing of the Golden Company with him right now. So Aegon's probably going to come. They call him Little Egg because he's a Targaryen as well.
Yeah.
Potentially. He's probably going to take King's Landing. And then it takes a whole different dynamic.
Right.
Because now Cersei, there's an actual Targaryen on the throne.
Right.
Cersei comes in, you have Jon, so Little Egg is supposed to be Jon's brother. That's what it's supposed to be.
Oh.
So it's like, but they don't know that yet. So it's this weird, it's a whole fucking thing. Obviously way more detailed than the show is. But let's go back to episode 5. I went off completely here. What other things didn't you, I was sad when Varys died. I actually liked Varys a lot.
Yeah, but I saw
it made sense.
It makes sense. It fit in with the rest of the storyline. Just, that fucking whack-ass battle between Euron and Jaime as he's going to the cave.
It was weak.
That was just like...
No defense from me.
No.
I can't even... Normally I'd be like, what? It was this... No, Euron was a waste.
And it just... Yeah, his whole character...
He could have easily... I stand by... If he would have came in earlier and would have been a pirate and would have fucking been utilized better, then it could have been earned.
Yeah.
It could have been, like, justified. I did like how he said, like, I'm the one who killed Jaime Lannister.
Right.
Even though technically he didn't. But
Even though no one will know that either because he's fucking dead.
he knows it though.
Yeah, but he's dead.
But that's all he cares about.
Yeah.
Is himself. That's why I liked it. It was completely the most selfish line he could have ever said. That and I fucked your wife.
Yeah, it was still. It was just a weird.
Would you have been annoyed if Jaime died there?
Oh yeah. Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to think of anything else before we go into predictions about
It
the
just
end.
it just ended like the character never.
The White Horse was a little weird.
The character, yeah, it was a little odd. The character never.
Got a resolution.
He just
never
never
had
earned.
developed.
He never earned anything.
Nope.
You know, and it just kind of
Didn't even earn killing the fucking dragon.
just dies on the beach.
Especially when
Yeah.
Bronn is the one who shot the other dragon
Right.
previously.
And where the fuck is Bronn? Like
He's gonna come back.
I know he's gonna come back, but what is he gonna do?
So George R. R. Martin.
What is he gonna
There
do?
was an interview about that, and it's implied that he was talking about Bronn. He said there's certain characters that are completely minor characters in my books. They just serve one purpose, and that's it. But they become fan favorites on the show, and then they've been elevated. But since there was never fucking any endgame to them, anything, he was in. I can't say for certain, but the way they were editing the video, because it was like for E Entertainment or something like that,
Right.
They were showing pictures of Bronn. So like, that could be the editors implying that, or it could be.
I mean,
But it also makes fucking sense.
it does make sense, but it's just.
Well, I guess
Like
that's,
you could have fucking wrote him off. You didn't even have to have him in season 6.
you didn't.
Yeah, and they still felt the need to.
But it is what it is. I mean, I get why Cersei hired him to do that.
Yeah.
Let's not pretend that doesn't make sense. But him traveling down to
Right.
traveling up to Winterfell to threaten them.
Yeah, like
to,
I would have
disappear
just
again.
left. I would have been like, oh, this is the money you gave me? All right, cool, deuces. I'm gonna go back to Bravos because the chicks over there are hot.
And they want to fuck.
Yeah.
But anything else about this episode before we move on to our?
No, I think we covered most of it. Let's do you want to do predictions and then we'll get into questions? You want to do
Let's just questions. Let's do some questions.
All right. I mean, most of these are angry rants.
And that's fine because I still stand by that it was earned, it was justified, and I highly suggest you guys rewatch it. But if you don't want to, that's fine too, because you know what? It's not.
I mean, like Jay Shearer, the only reason why we're doing this one is because you have done subs for us and you're a loyal viewer. But this 10 paragraph fucking comment you left, normally we'd probably skip it, but because it's you.
Go ahead.
One, Jaime started the show as incestuous bad guy, had a redeeming arc to last episode, and then did a U-turn and ended up where he started. What does this achieve besides subverting our expectations?
I mean, that's a pretty big. I mean, first of all, that's a huge theme of this show. No, for real. It's like subverting expectations. The heroes are not who you expect. The reason why
that's
Ned
the whole
Stark.
show.
Literally, that's the whole fucking. That's one of the biggest premises of this whole
That's
show.
actually the most predictable thing that would have happened.
You should have expected these people to become
Right.
exactly who they were destined to be.
And you knew it last episode, too.
But you've known it for a while,
Yeah.
I feel like. Because that's what the whole drama of this whole thing was. He was this asshole, and now all of a sudden...
But he did redeem himself, and he did...
That's what I said. He finished his arc.
Yeah.
And then he started something new.
And that's the thing.
That was epilogue.
He redeemed himself in this way that he went back to what he actually believed in. He was true to himself. He wasn't going to live in Winterfell living a lie.
Now, there's an argument to be had about Jaime. And they said, well, if he's if he went back to himself, then why didn't he go back to the honorable version of himself when he was the hand of Aegon and when he killed him? And he says to Brienne in that bathtub, I did it to basically defend these people because would have been countless innocent lives, blah, 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 blah. My argument to that is...
No, because Jaime at the beginning of the show wasn't that guy. He was always a piece of shit. He kicked the kid off of... Him kicking fucking Bran...
No, but he did say this, though.
I did it for love.
He did say that.
He did say it in the bathtub, but
But my argument is two things. One, he didn't expect fucking Dany to burn down King's Landing. And two, he went there literally to get her to escape.
Yeah.
That was it. He didn't go up there with her to rule together
No.
and fucking die together. He went there so they can go and vanish.
He wasn't trying to be part of the winning team.
They went to go vanish.
Yeah.
That's literally,
The only thing he was doing was trying to save her.
that scene between
Yeah.
him and Tyrion was also really good, by
Yeah,
the way.
that was
I forgot
great.
about that.
It was
When
great.
he started
It was
crying, he's like,
tearjerker.
you're the only one
Yeah.
that fucking
Because
looked
he knew
at
he
me.
was going to die. He knew.
So
he knew they weren't going to get away.
But it was just it was a great full circle moment.
He knew even if they got away, he'd never see him again. So.
But it was a good full circle moment anyway. Because
it was a great closing between both of them.
Which is, again, his arc is over.
Yeah.
But next.
All right. Night King was killed. White's arc was butchered to present Cersei, Euron, and Golden Company as final mega boss villain. That's funny. Are they even worth 10% of the Night King and Company? Euron's ship antics ended within 2 minutes. Cersei spent whole episode grimacing and crying. And Golden Company, what exactly was the use of introducing them? Might as well have replaced Golden Company with normal Lannister army. No, I think I said at the beginning of the episode, but I think this is showing the power that Dany and that fucking dragon had that we haven't seen yet. Like this, we have not seen the full power of that dragon, and now we have. And now it was like,
there's
you know
a reason why Targaryens have ruled for as long as they have.
Exactly.
It's because of fucking dragons.
Exactly, and it's just showing.
And
like,
if we're going back to theme, Golden Company supposed to be this big fucking mythological, thing. Subvert that expectation because they were nobodies.
Yeah.
Now, I'm with the whole Night King.
No, the Night King thing's like I said, you shouldn't be mad about episode 5. You should be mad about episode 3 because that's when the show ended. That's when the show went.
That was the climax of the show. That's
Yeah.
why I said that's because that's when the evil was defeated. It's just now you're left with fighting doing the human shit, and then humans be humans.
This right now is all like even though there's action, it was all talking basically. Even if the people were dying, it was still this is all throwing up on the script now.
What's next?
Varys' death, stupid, dumb, and dumber. That's what he's calling D&D. Ruined left field last season, and now who's LF?
Littlefinger.
Oh, stupid, dumb, and dumber ruined Littlefinger last season. I don't know if I agree with that. And now
he didn't die in the best way, but his character ran its course.
Yeah, and now Varys, 2 most witty players outwitted by Deus Ex Machina. I don't know if this is Deus Ex Machina.
I don't understand. I don't think that at all.
Yeah.
Word spreads fast.
Yeah.
And Dany, she knew, and that was it.
Yeah.
She told. If you're gonna talk, okay. So here's my argument to that. If you're gonna reference season 7 where she tells Varys, if you fucking betray me, I will kill you.
Yeah, just
straight up.
Dude, remember, she didn't want to take Varys in the first place, and Tyrion vouched for him, and she said it to Tyrion, like, you've already let me down. If you let me down one more time,
you're done.
You're done. So she's never trusted Varys because Varys was actually the one that
tried to kill her.
Tried to kill her multiple times.
But because Jorah was able to fucking turn his whole self around. See, because Jorah got a good arc.
Yeah.
But Jorah was always that honorable person. Because
right.
Why? What house does he come from?
Trying to fuck.
I know he never
did. He was in the friend zone the whole time.
That's all it was. I almost can guarantee that. But
no, but he's from the north,
Mormonts,
and everyone from the north is an honorable
specifically
family.
the Mormonts.
Yeah, you've seen them all.
Every single
except
one.
for him because he was selling like cattle or some shit.
But he got exiled. That's why. But even his dad was like, still fucking loved his
the
son.
bear that he went. Well, to save his life, he went to the wall.
And then he still gave him his sword too.
Yeah.
Oh, we gave Jon the sword. But anyway, okay. Next question.
Where does Dany keep getting unlimited supply of Dothraki and Unsullied? That's what I actually.
Okay. My friend who reads the book said the same thing, and I said, well, if you watch episode 3, not all of them get killed when the fires gets extinguished. They run back.
But it seemed like most of them died.
See, but I didn't see.
But even then, like, I
didn't see that many Dothraki.
Well, hold on. Let's be completely honest. How much of an effect did they have on the sacking of King's Landing? None at all. All the damage was done by the dragon, and they were basically just.
Oh, if it was just the army, they would have been killed.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't decide the battle.
The dragon did.
The dragon did. And honestly, the Lannister army might have been able to fight back had they not dropped all their swords when they rang the bell.
Well, until
before they rang the bell. Yeah, when they saw, they were like, you know what? They see the dragons, they're like, we're not doing this. And then
because they're smart.
And then the dragons happened, and then boom, like they were caught with their pants down. So who knows? Like I don't, I did think that was funny though. Like the Unsullied too. Like it seemed like a lot of them. We actually don't know how many Unsullied died in Winterfell in that battle. But it seemed like a lot.
Half the force
But then we start at the battle, and it was still a fuck ton of them outside of the castle.
No, I'm just letting you know based on like what they lost half.
There are many others, but too angry to mention them. Prediction for next episode: Jon sad, Dany angry with all, Tyrion charged of treason. Tyrion dies in Dragon Pit, where neither Jon or Dany is present. Jon starts fearing Dany went mad. Jon hugs Dany and plunges knife sword into her. Dany dead. Jon repents by going to the wall beyond North and meeting with Tormund and Ghost. Bran is the new king and starts collecting 1,200-year-old wheelchairs.
Next questions. We'll get to our predictions last.
What's the point of the show? I mean, I have no problem Jaime loving Cersei, but why did he go north? Just to make Brienne knight and have sex with her? Jon Snow, Bran, Jaime, Cersei, Varys all felt like high-paid extras. But this is definitely Daenerys' episode, for sure. This is her episode because we see.
I'm still waiting for one valid criticism from these questions. Honestly, because all these questions you can throw.
Those comments, I think they rushed the story too much.
We both agree with that.
We agree with that.
Well, there's
absolutely.
no argument there. There's people saying that HBO sanctioned 10 episodes and they decided to do 6. I don't, to be honest with you, if you're going to be mad at anybody, you should be mad at George R.R. Martin.
There you go.
Genuinely.
Tweet him.
Because if he would have finished the show, then the showrunners never would have deviated from the source material.
Yeah, which they deviated a long time, like 3 seasons
because
ago.
they had to.
Yeah, because they had
there
no
was
more source
nothing
material
else.
to work with. Yeah.
And I think George R.R. Martin gave them broad strokes, and they had to fucking figure out what their story to get them there. And to be honest with you, I thought they did a good job. I think they've done a good job so far. It's ridiculous to me that this whole petition thing, fucking reshoot season 8, but yet you bitch about season 7. So that's okay. Like that's what doesn't make any sense. Like when Sansa, the show has done everything from the beginning that it's continued to do throughout the whole duration of the show, in my opinion. Whether it's from fucking sexual abuse to fucking it's been there from the beginning until.
I think maybe the thing that's really like upsetting people
is it's not what they wanted.
Well, that and that fucking Daenerys has been trashed the entire fucking show, and then
people love Khaleesi.
No, the girls do because they thought she represented something, but. I've already said it. The last couple episodes, like these last 3-4 seasons of Daenerys,
just can't trust no bitch with a dragon. That's
fucking
what it is.
Sucky. Like her character, she was just walking through a desert for fucking 10 years.
I know.
And that so like
she didn't even have any fucking character development to begin with.
Yeah, exactly. Like
other than
and now all of a sudden she's like she gets thrust into the spotlight. Whatever. Like fine.
The way I look at this though, the way I look at her arc, and people who complain, well, she didn't have an arc or blah 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 blah. It's like, well, first of all, my question to all of you guys out there who've decided to stay these 38 minutes and watch this, at what point did you expect there to be this immense character development on this episode or in the second to last episode? Because like I have yet to see one solution as to like what would have been better other than people saying that she should have just went up there and ate Cersei and that would have saved the day. Yeah, it would have saved the day, and then you'd have zero tension for the last episode because where would the tension be? There wouldn't be any tension. That's the whole purpose of this. I also think that the story actually has to do with people living up and doing things that their fathers were not capable of doing in terms of the fire and ice, because that's what this show is supposed to be about, right? What happens with Ned? Ned keeps the secret about Jon Snow, which arguably everything can be pointed back to Ned.
I tweeted about this. This is all Ned Stark's fucking fault.
He could have killed Dany when he had the opportunity to, and he also could have just been honest and potentially had Robert probably would have killed Jon.
He could have killed Cersei.
No, I know all of these things.
No, he could have killed He could have killed Daenerys. He could kill Jon, which we don't know if that's gonna.
Well, he wouldn't have killed Jon. Yeah, Robert would have had Jon killed.
We don't know what that's gonna do in the future. But he could have killed Cersei instead of giving Cersei the opportunity to leave, which she didn't. She just gave her time to like work against him. There's.
And then, but Jon is Ned Stark's son. I don't give a fuck his blood, but he's Ned Stark's son.
Yeah, he raised him.
100%.
Yeah.
But what does Jon do when push comes to shove?
The same stupid shit that Ned does.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't do what his father did. He told his siblings that he's a Targaryen. As soon as he found out, he told them, which is the first. He didn't hold that secret in. So he's already doing something his father couldn't do.
Oh.
But that's the ice part of the story.
So you're saying
and then
that
the fire
Ned,
part.
You're saying that Jon is even worse than Ned.
Maybe. But I'm kind of alluding to that. Yeah. I'm not saying that specifically, but I'm alluding to that because you look at what Aegon did. He said burn them. He was the first one to say burn them all, and then Jaime killed him, and he never got to burn them all. He never got to do it. Dany comes around.
She's completing his.
And she did exactly what he wanted to do, hence being better than her father or worse, depending on how you look at it.
Right.
But literally accomplishing what the father couldn't do, and because she did it, she burned them all. She did, and so that's what I think. The Song in Fire and Ice, like an element.
I mean,
of
it's
this
all
is.
complicated, really. This whole thing doesn't exist if Lyanna Stark wasn't a fucking hoe. You know what I mean?
Well, it doesn't exist if Robert Baratheon couldn't just take being rejected. Like that's another theory I read.
Well, that he knew.
No, well, the whole thing is that he wanted Lyanna, and Lyanna was like, "No, I don't want you. I want the Targaryen."
So he knew, is what I'm saying.
Well, he didn't know about Jon. Is that what you're saying?
No, but he knew that she wanted that Targaryen dick.
Oh yeah. That's why I'm saying there's I didn't say, but there's this theory going around that Gendry might turn into Robert because Arya rejected him, just like Lyanna rejected Robert. I don't see that happening.
No,
but
because she doesn't love anything.
Any more
Except for her
questions?
family. Last one. Why do you think Tyrion acted the way he did these last few episodes?
I don't even know what that means.
I mean, he did a lot. He made a lot of poor decisions. I think a lot of the things that he said like failed. He was getting outwitted left and right.
But he stuck with his queen. That was the big fucking problem.
Yeah.
Him and Jon fucked up. Like, that was why, in the moment when Jon realized what was going on, and people they started...
Should have taken her out there.
Now, the weirdest thing about that whole battle is when the Northmen decided to just started killing women and children.
Right.
That was what was a little bit weird. But it's also the same feelings I have because it's like, fuck King's Landing.
Well, that's well established. That's well established throughout the show that the Northmen don't like the Southerners.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
they're like, oh shit,
like,
it's gonna go down. Fuck these like Southerners.
King's Landing.
Yeah, fuck everybody in here because they don't feel like they're a part of King's Landing anyways. You know, they're just a territory.
But the moment with Jon was good.
They're like Barcelona. They're Catalunya in Spain. They don't feel like they're part of Spain. They're their own sovereign nation.
Even though they are.
They're trying to separate, man. But fan theories, or not fan theories. Excuse me. What are your predictions for this?
I think Tyrion's gonna bite the dust because I think they're gonna find out that Jaime escaped, and that's it. There's gonna be no explanation. Like regardless if he died or not, it doesn't matter because they're not gonna be able to find the bodies. So that might cause a little bit of a predicament.
Yeah.
I hope that's not what happens. But even if it does happen, I had the realization that you know what, Tyrion's arc is done too.
Right.
You look at where he was when he started the show. He was in a whorehouse, just fucking no purpose because he was the imp. And now he's traveled the world. He's been the hand of the king. He killed his dad at like one of the most crucial points in everything.
So did.
Fucking partake, whatever the fucking word is, in his brother's death, even though he didn't know that, but he did. But he's literally just been so he's done way more than he ever could have. And so if he goes and bites the dust, he lived a good life. Yeah. Like that's the way I look at it. So I think he's gonna die. I think he's gonna bite the dust. I don't know what's gonna happen to the Onion Knight. I'm very curious because he's like a very, out there thing.
He might be one of those minor characters though.
He could be 100% true, 100%, but he's not dead though. So I think he's gonna have some play though. I think Varys got letters out, so you're gonna have the rest. I think people are gonna surround whether it's King's Landing or I don't know what's gonna happen, but I think those people are because they're gonna know they're already behind Jon anyway.
Right.
If they find out he's a Targaryen, they might have some resentment to that.
Well,
but the fact that she just burned the whole fucking, or they can kill both of them. Do you
think she's gonna burn Jon down?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know what's gonna happen there.
Yeah.
It's gonna because Jon, Jon has yet to climax. He has yet to make his arc.
I think we're going full circle. I think Jon's gonna die. I think Arya might die too.
I think Arya's gonna kill Dany.
You think so?
I can almost.
I don't know, man.
I bet you on it.
I'm saying I think this because we're going right back to where we started. The North.
Dany has green eyes.
The North is pissed off that because fucking that will piss me off, man. Even though it's like we know it's gonna happen.
If you look at the last episode, not this one, but the one before that, where she gets mad when Missandei gets her head cut off.
Yeah.
They focus on her fucking close up for so fucking long. It's to see the eyes.
Brown eyes, green eyes, blue eyes.
And it doesn't make sense in the books because all the Targaryens have purple eyes.
Yeah.
But that's what that's what I think it is, and I think she's gonna appear as Jon.
I don't think she has green eyes though. I think she has cock of brown eyes, bro.
Who? Dany? No, she has green eyes. I looked. Yeah.
I think IRL.
It's kind of like in real life doesn't matter. It's kind of like a green blue. It kind of reminded me of like my grandma's eye color. There was like a green dominant, but like a tinge of blue in there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she definitely has green eyes. I think that Arya is gonna appear as Jon, and they're gonna embrace, and she's gonna, and then it's one of these. That's what I think.
You know what? Everybody's expecting it though.
I didn't expect that at all. I wasn't thinking about
Everybody's.
that at all.
That's the thing I've read more than anything else on Twitter.
Or she's gonna come in as Jon, and then Jon's gonna already be in there, and they're gonna be like fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then that, yeah. Well, I'm trying to think of anything else, and I do think Yara is gonna come back. I really do. I do think she's gonna come back. I'm not saying she's not a minor character, but I do think she's gonna come back at some point.
Like I said, if she comes back, she's just gonna be in the background.
Sure. I've yet to fucking disagree with that. But I'm championing that she's gonna come back and she plays a part in the narrative.
You've been kiting for fucking.
What do you think's gonna happen?
I've been the worst at predicting this fucking season.
I know. So what do you think's gonna happen?
I'm gonna say, okay. What I think is, all the Starks in King's Landing are gonna die. So that's Jon and Arya. They're gonna die, and we're gonna end with Sansa starting her own fucking like trying to get everyone together to go down and take on the fucking Targaryens again. And I think maybe somebody does kill Dany too, but it's just gonna be that whole fucking full circle of like a fight and just a brand new fight for the throne with new characters. Like everything that happened in these 8 seasons is done. But now there's just a new. Because the fucking Game of Thrones never ends. That's why.
I think it is going to end. I think she's going to burn the throne.
Never ends.
She's going to melt the throne. I really do.
I mean, she could melt it, but she's still going to be the queen.
I don't think it's going to get that far. I think this is going to have a definite end. I really do. That's my. Like,
I mean, I hope it does, but Sopranos.
That had a definite ending. It ended. It just ended, and that's it. There was no ambiguity. If he died right there, he died right there. If he didn't die right there and he lived on, he lived on.
That's ambiguous.
No,
that's a definition of ambiguous.
No, it's a definite ending though. The story's over. His story was over. If we're talking about Sopranos,
right?
The 5 families, they don't exist anymore.
Right.
He survived.
Well, they were
that
also
war.
going to do a movie, and he had to fucking die. So
they were going to do a movie. They're doing a sequel show. They
were talking about doing a
prequel show, but he's not.
No, they were talking about doing a feature film just like they did with
Deadwood or whatever.
No, with the Entourage, which is terrible. That movie, don't watch it, guys.
I don't think so. I
read about that shit for years, dude.
Maybe speculated, but I don't think it was because David Chase ended it the way he wanted to. They are going to do a prequel series.
So he says.
But what do you think they're going to do? Like, what do you think is going to happen?
No.
This is it. There's no more Game of Thrones after this.
This is our second to last Game of Thrones episode
all right,
ever.
So then what would disappoint you? Let's answer that.
The ending that I came up with. I definitely wanted to. You know what? I'll be completely honest. Whatever happens on Sunday is going to disappoint me. Everyone's going to be disappointed because that's just how it fucking works.
Well,
because if you're not
remember, no one's going to watch this now. Yeah. Don't forget, because the show's ruined.
Right.
So everyone who's been fucking bitching and complaining.
Well, they said there was.
I better not see you fucking watch the goddamn episode, fucks.
There was a drop of viewership from 3 to 4, right? Like I read that somewhere, so who knows? Whatever happens, no one's gonna be happy. I'm probably not gonna be happy. I can't even think of what would make me happy. Like the only thing that would make me happy, to be honest with you, is more Game of Thrones.
Well, what you're gonna get?
But that's a prequel, and that happens before the Targaryens.
Bran,
8,000 years ago.
Bran,
you know what? That would make me happy if we fucking find out what the fuck Bran's entire purpose was on this fucking show. Other than like the whole 3-eyed raven shit just doesn't make any fucking sense. Nothing makes sense, man. When it comes to that shit, the Children of the Forest, nobody's mad about how they got wasted in 2 fucking episodes. Like we don't know nothing about nothing. No, we're saving that for the prequels. I don't know, man. Like the Bran thing.
Bran is the worst because so many interesting things got introduced with his character. What the fact that he went back and fucking made Hodor. Like people forget Hodor was even a fucking thing, but. Yeah, like that doesn't come into play.
And that was the end of the season, right? That was the end of the season.
And then he disappeared for 2
seasons. And we're all
seasons.
Fucking excited about, oh my God, hold the door. And nobody's talked about that ever again. Like, yeah, Bran is just the fucking biggest waste. He's just like, if something awesome with Bran happens, I'll be happy.
What if he's on the throne and they put wheels on that iron throne? He's just on a portable throne and he can just go around the kingdom.
I don't know, man. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just.
Okay, last question.
I'm gonna be sad. How long is this last episode? Because this.
The same thing. 80
it's an hour
minutes.
and a half.
Yeah. Last question, and then we'll wrap this up. Last week I said if this episode 5 wasn't good, we wouldn't be excited for the finale.
Yeah.
Because if it was shitty, there's no reason to even give a fuck about what's gonna happen next. Are you excited for next week?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or this week?
There's still questions. They left you questions. There's nothing definitive now because you still have. Look, we said there's people you can't kill. Jon Snow is one of those people. Jon and Dany, those are 2 characters.
And now there's no more episodes left, so plot armor is gone.
Yeah.
If someone's gonna die, they're gonna die in this episode.
Exactly.
And that could be both of them.
And
it could be Romeo and Juliet. They could kill each other.
How they die is important, I think. How this all happens.
If they die at all.
Yeah.
If they die at all.
Because
they could fucking pull an ending where it's like, you know what? I'm gonna stay true to my word, and you're my queen, and we're gonna get married, and that's it.
For the good of the kingdom.
And that's it. And they're both fucking a part of this whole thing. And maybe that's what. Maybe Arya has to kill both of them. Maybe they both have to die as a result of that.
Maybe fucking Ned not killing kids.
Because Jon is too honorable to betray Dany, despite. But I don't know, because at the end of the day, everyone's arc, in my opinion, is complete.
If it's a Watchmen,
Jon's isn't.
If it's a Watchmen ending, where like Dr. Manhattan's like, Rorschach, dude, you got to keep your mouth shut, and he's like, no, fuck you guys, whatever.
I'm gonna send out. That's what happened, though.
Then,
It is a Watchmen ending. Varys is Rorschach.
And then Adrian Veidt was like, and then Dr. Manhattan's like, dude, for the good of humanity, you got to go, and he disintegrates them. If that's how Jon goes. I mean, all right. Which is also fucking awesome, by the way. That fucking Watchmen trailer, like
how it's in the future.
I like how it's all connected to those fucking letters he put out. Like that's dope.
Yeah,
and it better be good because that fucking comic book came out 30 plus years ago, and they've had plenty of time to
make a sequel.
To come up with a fucking idea.
But yeah, I don't think Jon's arc is complete. I think he's the only character who doesn't have a complete arc that you could argue with.
Yeah,
because his last episode, him coming face to face with the reality that he knows nothing, happened during that fucking moment where he had to kill his own guy.
Even when they were telling him, like, dude, you need to be the king. But he
had to realize. Yeah. He realized that moment.
Yeah.
So now he has his ultimate decision.
Now he has a decision to make. Yeah.
And that's what defines his character arc.
Yeah.
And the reality is, I don't know what's gonna happen.
What happens if she burns him and he doesn't die?
That would be really dumb. And when he comes out and he's an exoskeleton, he's
also like fireproof, like she is.
Oh, he's a Targaryen, so maybe.
Yeah, but he's also half Stark. And her brother wasn't fucking fireproof, and she was.
Her brother got melted, so it's a little different.
I don't know, man.
He got smelted. He got fucking gold poured on him.
She was like, he's not a dragon.
I'm just... the conflict comes in because no matter what he chooses is honorable when you think about it. If he stays with Dany, he's an idiot. So is Ned, but that's the honorable thing. He gave his fucking word.
Yeah.
If he goes against Dany... and he stands up for the people because he realizes that she is exactly who he thought she wasn't.
What if he kills Arya, or no, Arya kills her, and then he has to kill Arya?
I don't think that would happen. He can't, because that would be...
What if he kills Arya?
No, never. Never, because there's nothing honorable
That's
about
my prediction.
There's nothing honorable
Yeah,
about
because
that.
she killed the fucking queen.
So what?
They're
family, they're sisters.
I know,
They're the only ones that...
She killed the queen.
That would piss me off.
She stabbed him in the back.
For endings, that would piss me off.
And he doesn't want to do it, but he has to do it because she's fucking... It's treason.
If he killed... You mean he beheads her?
If Arya... Yeah. He has to kill her because of treason.
It depends on how Sansa reacts. Because if Sansa's like, you're right, and then his people are like, yeah, we understand.
And he kills Sansa.
At the same time?
Yes.
At the same stake?
And he kills Bran.
It's just all of them?
I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Fucking volcano erupts and they all die?
Yeah.
The planet explodes?
I don't know. Next week...
or it ends with them in the keep and then the set
and then
breaks
a
away.
Fucking meteor.
No, Starbucks pops out. It's just a Starbucks fucking...
And then it was just somebody reading a book to their kids at Starbucks.
The book closes.
Yeah. And then like this fucking person's like got a white ass beard. Like bro, sir.
What if
you've been here 10 years, man? What's going on?
What if the ending of Game of Thrones is someone's fan fiction.
Oh, if
The
it's
book closes, or it's not even a
And
book.
they're like- and then
he's
they-
just typing on the key,
and then
and
they
like as
close their laptop,
all the trolls
and
are
it's
mad.
George R. R. Martin when he was younger,
He's like, nah, this isn't very good. I'll just make it into a book.
and throws his laptop into the dumpster.
Well, he didn't have a laptop. He writes on like fucking typewriter.
Fuck it, I don't know. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for us. Thanks for watching. Next week, very last Game of Thrones episode ever, and then the week after we're back to regular podcasts. But thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.